Welcome to another episode of Smash Masters, episode 70.
Episode 70. Thanks for joining us this Monday night. Monday nights are Smash Masters nights. As you know, Alex is first. Thanks for joining us, Alex.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah. We are in September.
Yeah. These I know we touched on it last time, but these we've been flying by through these episodes. It's hard to believe, we're at 70 already.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like I'm getting ready for MTE already again, and this will be the second MTE since we started the podcast. And we started podcast right after MTE, so it's almost like our third MTE.
Right.
Since we started the podcast.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. The last MTE was fun. This one's going to be even more crazy, so we're looking forward to that. There's a PDR Expo coming up. I don't know if anybody's going to that or whatever, but that should be some really cool stuff. And when is the advanced skills seminar in Burleson, Texas?
Ooh, you're testing me. I don't really know, but
that's coming up also. Yeah. And that should be some really, really good stuff. If you guys haven't seen that or been to one of those, go and check that out. Keith's got some amazing stuff going on, and it's at
Anson.
It's at Anson. You really can't beat a place like Anson. If you've never been to Anson or one of their open houses, you have to go at least once.
Yeah.
You have to go at least once.
I just can't imagine a better place to learn advanced skills than the place to buy the tools
right
that you see being used in the advanced skill class.
They have pretty much anything you could want there. They really do.
They really do.
They've got like more glue on a wall than I've really ever seen. I mean, it's huge.
And there's more glue in the back, believe me.
Right. But speaking of that, next week we're doing the giveaway for the Inspection Wedge 2.0.
Yes. It is on our Facebook and our Instagram. There's an Instagram post. This is the Facebook, and I have it pinned right to the top in the featured section. You just click on that and you make sure to enter by tagging 3 people in the comment section. 5 people will be winning an inspection wedge. So
that's
don't miss out. We only got this 1 week left. Next week, as soon as we go live right here, this time next week, it'll be too late. You can't enter anymore. So make sure you do.
Yep. These are some cool things.
Get rid of that.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring on a guest in today. These guys just recently popped up in the social media world, had some good stuff to talk about and say, and yeah. Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Oh, doing well.
So y'all popped up in my TikTok feed as That Blue Collar Family, and first video I saw was the 10 questions for body tech.
Right.
Obviously,
I think that was the first one I saw as well.
Yeah. It's is that your biggest video so far?
Yeah, we're about 50,000 views on that, but it really got everyone riled up about the door skins.
Yeah, I seen some of the comments, and everybody's like, "Why is that door skins? Who wants to do that?"
I mean, most of your answers were a little bit, not out of the realm, but just, they weren't typical of a typical body guy, so it was interesting.
Well, I think that's why I do so well in the shops that I go, is I'm okay doing the stuff that's not typical,
Right.
Like they don't want to do door skins. They pay 6-7 hours to do. You can knock them out in an hour and a half. So
yeah, wrong. Absolutely. And if you add a little bit of shell time on there, maybe get a couple hours for that too, you're looking at 8-9 hours on one of those babies. Easy. Not bad at all. But let's before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's just go through you guys' story and how you got started in it and how you two met in the shops and all that stuff. Just carry us through the front and we'll walk through it.
Well, I got started.
Matt.
Yeah, I got started when I was 15. I painted my first car, but my dad was actually a locksmith, so I was I was, as a little kid, going with him, and I'd be tearing doors apart and stuff, and
Blue collar.
yeah, I just got into working on cars that way. And we had a 42 Jeep Willys that I really wanted, flat fender Jeep, and I wanted that thing so bad. And my dad's like, "You got to fix it," and he'd give me one part at a time, and I just started from there and just kept going.
So that's the car you painted as a kid?
No, actually, the first car I painted was a '78 Chevy short bed step side, and I did it in Emron, and it was gunmetal gray.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know what Emron is, but
oh yeah,
it's a single stage, and
yep, that's
Okay.
I was using single stage when I started out a little bit, but it was mostly on solid colors like blacks and whites and your red, like typical Toyota stuff.
Yeah.
There was using metallics as 2 parts and all that stuff, clears and whatever. But
I just fixed a CRV that must have had an $800 paint job done to it, and I'm pretty sure that was single stage. I could tell you. As soon as I started sanding it, the dust was all brown. Color was brown. I'm like, I don't think there's clear coat on this.
yeah.
But yeah,
right.
Yeah, you see it. You definitely see it.
Yeah.
All right. So you painted your own car, so that led the interest into collision repair, or were there any stops first before that?
No, we had so in my high school we had shop class, we had an auto body class, we had a paint booth. That's actually where I sprayed the truck, was in high school. The kid who owned it didn't want to spray it, and I was like, "Give me that gun, I'll go do it." So I went in there and I did it. And my teacher was like, "Man, that was awesome," and it just kept going from there. By the time I graduated, I had traded an '84 Chevy Cavalier for a '67 RS Camaro, and I painted that in Chroma Base when it very first came out. So it was a 3-stage. I did it blazer blue with a blue pearl, and I nailed it. And my teacher was like, I was already signed up to go to Wyotech at the time, and my teacher was like, "You can go straight on the line from here." And
yeah, that's nice. Did your when you say Chroma Base, you talking about the DuPont system or actual Chroma Base?
It was the DuPont system, Chroma Base. So
yeah, did you have the mixing setup where you had to use like a magnifying glass to see some of the different codes and stuff, like how they used to have it? It was really difficult to read. I never could really read it.
You're talking about like the fish plates with
yeah.
No, I went and got a paint book from it was Napa was carrying DuPont at the time, and picked out my color. They went and they mixed it all and everything for me, and I just brought it in and sprayed the car.
I never really could get the hang of that system. It seemed like it was too difficult for me to figure out. I don't know, just something about it.
When it first came out, I mean, that was really the first base coat, clear coat you had at that time. So
right.
It was a learning curve, but I didn't know anything else, so it wasn't that hard to pick up.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree there. So you got that sprayed, and I'm sure that thing came out pretty good. I tend to learn as I go along, each little job that I do or whatever the case may be. You just feel like you get a little bit more experience out of everything. And I'm sure that's what happened to you after you got that set up and done, cleared up.
Yeah. It just kept going from there. So
yeah, absolutely. And after this you started in Wyotech?
Yeah, so that was my senior year. As soon as I graduated, 2 weeks later, I was in the middle of Wyoming. Moving from California to the middle of Wyoming with nobody, and went through the collision and refinishing program there. And that was 91.
91.
How long is that program?
Yeah,
it was like 9 months at the time.
Okay.
I was supposed to stay for business class, but I was 2 days into that, and I was like, "Man, it's cold here. I want out."
Yeah. That business class could have been pretty important depending on where you took it,
Right.
But
were there customer cars at Wyotech, or was it?
So we started off with like cars from the junkyard that were donated, and we'd go through our steps there. They'd give us a dent, and we'd have to fix it, and they would check us off through every stage, and then once we got passed through all that, then we would do actual live cars, customers' cars.
Okay.
They would bring them in from town and
In the school. Okay, cool. That's impressive because that's where the learning is in the real jobs. So that's impressive. I haven't heard that before from anybody. So okay, sorry, Nick, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. We're just going along through the story, seeing.
Well, so we're on the topic of trade school.
Yeah.
Neely, you went to UTI.
I did.
What drew you to that?
You know what? I couldn't tell you honestly. Like no one in my family comes from the auto body world. It was just something I wanted to do. So after high school, I went and took the collision repair program. And then nearing graduation, so that was in Houston, Texas. A company from Utah flew down to my school to recruit students to come and work at the dealership. And I was just so ready for change. I didn't even know where Utah was on the map, honestly, but I was I'll go. So I moved from Texas to Utah by myself. I happened to have an uncle that lived here, so I stayed with him for a little bit. But that's where Matt and I ended up meeting, was at the shop that I went to work at.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Did you like cars or anything, or just
must have been an interest?
Some kind of interest?
Yeah. So my first car was gifted to me from my grandmother. It was her old 93 Nissan pickup truck, the little hard body.
Yeah.
And I lowered it. You know, I did all the modifications on it. I loved it.
There it is right there. I started out lowering vehicles and stuff. I had a 91 Toyota pickup truck that I was determined to do all the cool custom stuff. You know, the mini trucking magazine.
Yeah.
I used to look at those and say, wow, this is so great. I'm going to go do this. But that's how it's kind of the same. You know, I didn't go to any trade schools or anything. I just kind of learned on my own. So you guys meet there, and then what happens? What happens next?
Do you want to tell him the moment that I fell in love with you?
Yeah, so I was pulling on this car on the rack. I had a couple 1,000 pounds on the chain, and she come walking behind it, and I said, "What are you, stupid?
What are you effing stupid?" And
that was my catch, man. That's how I hooked her.
I didn't hold back my tears. I didn't cry, but we didn't really know each other. I was just coming over to say hi, and yeah, he called me stupid, and then we ended up getting married after that.
So. He wouldn't have been a body guy if there wasn't some term like that came out, right?
I mean,
right. That's how you know he's a body guy.
It's a body shop. We're not allowed to be in front of the public, so
yeah, right.
But that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Alex says that's the best meeting story. I don't know if you guys know who Alex is or not, but he machines tools for Mo-Clamp. So you've probably used some stuff he's seen before.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he also runs Mo-Clamp's social medias. So if you have them on Instagram or whatever, that's Alex. And he does a great job.
He does a great job. And if you plan on going to SEMA,
that was my next question.
And you go to the Mo-Clamp booth, you will see Alex.
Okay.
So,
have you ever been to SEMA? Either of you?
I've been to SEMA once. It was a long time ago. It was actually when it was NACE and SEMA were separate. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
We were actually just looking it up recently to get the details on it. It's in November, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
October, November, around that time. I've been the last 2 years.
Okay.
It's great. Everybody should go. You should absolutely go, especially as content creators. Go around. Don't be shy. Tell people you make videos. Most people will be like, "Oh, that's great," But you might meet somebody who's like, "Oh, really?" And maybe we'll do some collaborations and stuff. You never know.
First week in November, Alex said.
There it is. So. You would know. But yeah, you stop by that Mo-Clamp booth, you would definitely meet Alex, and you will not have a better time than that. Honestly, Alex is a great guy.
Absolutely is. So yeah, that's a little bit of Mo-Clamp, and he was on the show and he told us a little bit about Mo-Clamp's story and stuff. So if you haven't checked that out, go back and and watch that one. He's got a pretty cool story of mow clamp and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll have to check that out.
Okay, so we covered getting into cars, covered the trade school. So after trade school, what was the first step there, Matt?
I actually worked at a shop that repaired semi-diesels in California.
Oh,
so
cool.
We had a contract with Peterbilt, and being from the trade school, I started at the shop sweeping floors. It was anything I could do at the time, excuse me, to get in the shop. So I started sweeping floors. My dad always told me, if you're going to make an impression on your boss, beat him to work. So I always made sure I was to work before my boss. So, I'd be waiting there. So
I like that. Now, kids, listen up, because this is something I'm going to break off on a little tangent here. Now, everybody says kids don't want to work. That's BS. They do.
Yes.
They come in all the time. They get discouraged and they leave. So the kids, one thing I do want to say is that I noticed that a lot of them like that instant gratification kind of deal. Okay. And I did too growing up. And thank God for my mother keeping me in the trade, because I would have quit. And I stuck with it and it became something great. But kids, you get into the trade, you're not going to do the work that you want for probably the first couple of years, if not longer. You have to put in your time. You have to sweep the floors. You have to wash the cars. You have to buff the cars, prep the cars. And that's if you're lucky. Sweeping usually lasts a while. And helping out and getting tools for guys and going to get the part from the dealership, and bringing customers home, like that's how you start. Don't get discouraged by that.
Yeah, you usually start out as a porter or in some kind of position as a porter, and then you work your way up. There's nothing wrong with that. You just, and everything that you do, you just be good or be the best you can be at it, and it won't take you long to move up.
Is that something? Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, is that something that you guys know that you guys started, kind of doing that and then working your way up? So, what's the rest of that look like? Did you? I've never worked at a shop like that before, so I don't know how the details, the layouts of something like that looks.
It was a good job, but it was family owned, so it was kind of chaotic with the boss's kids. It was free for all for them. I learned a lot of stuff that I didn't want to do in my career.
Okay.
Like, there was guys that they weren't somebody I wanted to bring home to meet my parents, say this is my buddy, but I had to start somewhere. So that's where I started. And from there I went to a Chevy dealership.
Okay.
So,
went to a Chevy dealership.
The cars were definitely more your style than the semis and stuff, the heavy duty.
It was definitely more my style.
Yeah, I get it. Mine too. The shop I work in now does both. So I see both sides.
Yeah.
Right. I go and do some dent repair at a shop that has semi repair available at their shop and insurance work, but I don't really mess around in their world with 18-wheeler stuff, but I'm sure it can be chaotic at times.
Oh yeah.
I would assume it's a lot of fiberglass repair and all that.
A lot of fiberglass. I start off, once I got done sweeping, they moved me to paint stripping the semis. So I would have to strip all the chrome and everything off. I'd have to mask off the roof because it's fiberglass, and we actually used aircraft stripper. And that stuff is it's brutal.
Yeah.
Like aircraft stripper, like we don't have it anymore. We can't get it where we're at anyways. But I mean,
right.
My hands would get so numb, you couldn't even feel that stuff. And I remember one day I went to go to the bathroom. I didn't rinse my hands off, and that was not an enjoyable time.
Ooh.
Right.
Sure.
I can understand that. Yeah, there's a reason why they get rid of that stuff.
It's horrible.
All right. So you ended up in a GM dealership, right? You said?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Dealership work. I've been there. That's do a lot of used cars.
A lot of used cars. It was weird because back then, like, if somebody ordered in a truck and it didn't come exactly how they wanted it, but another truck had the options, we'd pull them side by side and start swapping stuff out. So like the dealer build code was kind of off because
Right.
because of how we were doing. They wanted to get cars out of there. So,
Mhm.
but I worked there for a few years, and then that's when I ended up moving to Utah.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Lived there for a few years, ended up moving to Utah. Now, what about your story? Did it kind of follow along as with him, or did you do a
They
separate
met
route?
in Utah. So,
Yeah. Okay. Met in Utah. So that's
Right.
when you guys got you.
I moved from Texas to Utah, and to kind of validate your point, I also started in the wash bay even after trade school.
Good.
So
Right.
yeah,
Good.
so I started in the wash bay, and then we met, and I spent a few years prepping is where I ended up. And then after we married and decided we wanted to start a family, I decided that I didn't want to be in the shop being pregnant. So that's when I transitioned to the office. So I spent majority of my career doing the office work, but I did start in the shop.
So how did that start? Like, how did you make the transition? There are a lot of people that want to make that transition and find it hard. So how did you get that started?
I was at a locally owned shop, and they had a position open for a receptionist. So that's where I started. And then I left for a little bit to stay home with the kids after we had kids. And then when I came back, I applied at an MSO where Matt was working, and they had an estimator position open. So I got in there as an estimator in training. And then from there, I was an estimator for years, and then ended as a production manager before I left.
Okay. All right.
That's pretty good advancement.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a quite a bit of skills in like service writing and being able to identify all that kind of stuff. How long did you think you felt before you were comfortable writing any car that came in front of you?
I don't think I ever got 100% comfortable with writing like structural stuff. But the basic curb sheet, I felt fine doing that. But whenever we actually have the vehicle in the shop doing a tear down, I'm always out there with the tech and asking them their inputs. Like I'm not just writing a sheet by myself and then giving it to them and saying, hey, fix this. Like I always want to know their input as well, because they see things I don't see. They do it every day.
So to clarify, you're there the whole teardown process?
No. So they tear it down, lay out their parts. I come out with my camera and my pen and paper, and we write down everything,
go over it,
document everything, and then I go back to my computer, type it all in.
That's an efficient process.
Yeah.
That's good. So because Nick just asked that question to you, I want to ask Matt, how long in doing body work until you felt comfortable doing just about any body job that was put in front of you?
So I would say about 2, maybe 3 years. I asked for the big jobs though. Like I'd always tell my boss, I'm not going to learn anything if you guys don't give me something that's really. So
okay. And you must have had some good people to get information out of, maybe not a mentor.
I had a lot of good texts that I could rely on.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's why you were able to do it. So I say that's short. 2 to 3 years is not a short amount of time to learn anything.
The crazy thing is like I didn't actually apprentice under anyone. I was on my own, but when I had structural or something that I needed help with, I actually paid the technician the time, and I just stayed there and helped him.
Gotcha.
So, and that helped speed me up because I was paying him to do the work, but he was telling me what to do and how to do it. So, and I figured if they're going to help me, I should pay him.
Yeah, that's a good way to. That's a good way. Yeah.
Have you guys
I like
heard the 10,000 hour theory?
Explain it to us.
So, I mean, I'm not going to quote it verbatim, but
you're good.
Essentially, to become an expert in something, they say that it takes 10,000 hours of doing that thing to be an expert. So when I did the math on like a 40-hour work week, that's about 5 years. And I feel like that's about the time it took me in my estimating where I felt really comfortable at what I was doing. So
yeah,
that's the normal number we hear.
That's That's the typical number we use.
The number I give
Mhm.
with that question.
Right.
So, yeah, I feel like it probably took me a good 5 years. Now I'm overly critical of myself, and I did not have good people to get information from. I maybe had 1.5, out of, and they were busy,
Yeah.
so I had to pull information out of them. Luckily, I'm on an hourly scale, so I didn't have to pay anybody anything. But it was nasty. I mean, that was tough. That was tough getting the information that I needed to learn from people that didn't want to tell me, But it's 5 years sounds about right. I agree with that.
I've always wondered, like, why do you think people didn't want to? Why do you think the older techs didn't want to help?
It's I have a hard time speculating on what goes on in other people's heads. And being that it was an hourly shop, you would think that they wouldn't have an issue with it. And it, all in all, if they did get them over there, it wasn't that big of a deal. But I mean, so there was one specific person, they said, this is your guy. This is the guy. He's the guy of the shop. If you have a question, you go to him. So my first question went right to him. He went, and walked away. All right. Now I'm 20, my first trade school. Nobody works in cars in my family. I'm the black sheep. So I had to learn it all myself, and that was really discouraging. I found somebody else in the shop that was way more helpful, so that's really how I got by. And the unfortunate part is that guy that went, he really did have the good info. He was really good. So I ended up having to be good friends with this guy. I used my skills to become friends with somebody that's hard to become friends with, to get the information from him.
Yeah. I had a tech that was like that, very ornery, didn't want to help. And I asked him one day why he didn't want to help. And he said, I'm not training my replacement. And I thought that was just a really bad attitude to have.
That was a common way of thinking amongst people. I mean,
sure.
I heard it all throughout the career, but I don't know. You can look at it that way. There's multiple ways to look at it, but I don't think that, maybe in some shops, that was the case, but majority of them, no.
Well, it's in his head, I mean, just because he doesn't know whether it's his replacement or not. He's worried that it might be.
You hit it right on the nose there. It's in your head. It's in his head for sure. So.
Right. No, that's 100% agree with that. But Michael Price has a pretty good question here, not to change subjects. How's your relationship with your painter?
I try to make my relationship with my painter as best as possible.
Yeah.
If I tell them all the time, hey, if you need something taken off, come and ask me. Because I'd rather take it off than have their preppers take it off and rip moldings, weather strips, break stuff. And I know it's going to help them. And I was a painter for a while, so I understand, what they're going through.
That helps.
And my stuff would get painted faster. I wouldn't say I was out there, like kissing up to them or anything, but I wanted to make my relationship as best as possible because I knew that was going to help me get my jobs through the shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
100% agree. I think that's the most important relationship in the entire shop, is between the tech and the painter, especially for each other. Who checks the body guy's work? The painter.
Yeah.
Who checks the painter's work? The body guy.
Yep.
Wouldn't you want that person on your side rather than throwing you under the bus? I mean, in my opinion, because I've had plenty of those people being like, "Oh, I'm going to throw this guy under the bus." It's like, oh, geez,
yeah.
I would say that it's no more important than having a good service writer relationship.
Yeah, so that's equal.
I mean, if you can't get your stuff written because, let's say Neely didn't like somebody, so she's not going to go out there and attend to that guy, then you're just not going to get anything done, even to get to the painter. So I would go that far with it. I would say that it's best if the front to the back, or the start to the finish, is as friendly or co-partnered as possible.
Well, I totally 100% agree with that. At our shop, I work for a locally owned company. They have three shops in the valley that we're in. The shop that I'm at's doing just over $1 million a month. We have 2 pre-op managers. So we tear the cars down. They come over with their crash cart and they write the bid right there at our stall. And for sure, if the better you can get along with them, everyone in the shop, even the wash boys. I mean,
right,
and everyone. I mean, why? I don't want to go to work and be, a butthead to everyone. Like, and I don't want them to be a butthead to me. So your relationship with them, these are the people you work with day in and day out. They're family.
Yeah.
Are you gonna treat your family like that? So
No, I understand it totally. I mean, you spend 10+ hours with people a day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6. I mean, you want to make it as easy as possible, for sure.
Yep,
for sure.
One of my best friends. One of my best friends is he used to be a painter and he didn't want to do it anymore. And he actually came to me and asked me to train him. And he still to this day works side by side with me. And great people.
Cool.
Eldar, he wants to know if you guys work at your own shop or are you guys corporate?
No.
Or an independent.
Or an independent. Yeah.
We've never worked our own shop. We've worked at dealerships, corporate, and as of right now, I work at an independent.
All right. So I think we left off at the Chevy dealership, and that's let's go ahead and start back from there. I got confused a little bit. I think that's when you moved to Utah or did not. So
no, that's when I moved to Utah. I left.
That's when you moved to Utah. Okay, that's what I was thinking. So you guys are there. Now, how long did you stay at the dealership?
The one in California, I was there for about maybe a year and a half. And then when I moved to Utah, I went to work for a Chevy dealership, and I was there from 93 till just before 2000.
Okay. So stayed there a good bit. That must have been a pretty good place to.
It was a busy shop. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Usually when you got stuff like that, and if they got a good rate program, easy to get parts, it's hard to leave a place that is, I don't want to use the word cater, but make sure that you have everything that you need to get something done efficiently. That's
catered is a good word. I believe a shop should cater to their technicians 100%. I mean, to a point, the technician's doing the work on the estimate, so to have somebody, a parts guy who opens, checks that I got the right part, puts it on a cart so that when I roll it over, everything's ready to go. That's catering to a technician, in my opinion. I feel like that's a good investment. It could be tough to find somebody good at that.
Yeah, it is.
There's
a few out there that are really good though.
Yeah. I've worked at some shops where they wanted the body guy to pretty much write all the estimates, check their own parts, label everything, pretty much do, 90% of the work. And you really can't get nothing done as a body guy if you're checking parts and you're having to see about the smallest little items. You really just can't get nothing done that way. So I was glad when they put some of that stuff as far as checking parts in and all that to an actual parts guy. Because when I started, there wasn't a parts guy for me. And I don't know, that seemed to work a lot better when I got into that.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't think I ever worked at a shop that didn't have a parts person that checked the parts, brought them out to you.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a useful position. I've really only met one good parts guy in my life, and I tried to bring him to another shop, and he was smart. He stayed where he was. It was a good setup where he was. So, but he was very good. Goal should be to have tech's hands on the car as much as possible. Michael says. I agree. There are things that technicians have to do that are besides that, but I do agree. I mean, I'm there to work. If the boss needs something done, I mean, I'm going to do it. So no matter what it is. So I want to talk a little bit about glue pulling. I want to know if you've been doing any glue pulling. I know I'm breaking off the timeline a little bit, but that's okay.
I just started about probably 3 or 4 weeks ago doing glue pulling.
Oh,
Okay.
3 or 4 weeks. Okay.
So fresh.
Yeah, I'm old school, man. Grind it and dent pull.
No, that's totally understandable. But what got you interested in that at your, we'll use the term your age in body work?
You should have said level. He went with age.
I did, because there's plenty of people that are older than I am that want to do this stuff, but they don't know how to get into it. And
yeah, I've had people say I'm too old for that.
Right.
So.
And that's really why I use the term age.
What really got me interested in it was aluminum. I mean, I can't use a dent puller on aluminum, but I can put some glue on there. I can warm it up, and it works out pretty good. I'm not that great at aluminum, but I just fixed a quarter panel on I believe it was a CRV that I glue pulled. It was caved in, and it was nice to be able to use the glue pull and actually see the gloss, the reflection off the panel.
Right.
Be able to tell if I was out far enough, and
right.
So yeah, I think it's something I'm going to stick with.
It's an amazing technique. It's a whole different way of thinking. I mean, Danny Hacker, to quote Danny Hacker from Kiko, he says, our hands have been lying to us, feeling the panel. Our hands have been lying to us, and you use your eyes with the light, keep that paint on the panel as long as possible. You can get that stuff dialed in really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. Aluminum has been the driver for quite a few people. Nobody likes an aluminum stud puller. I mean, they're a pain in the butt. Yes, they can work. It's time consuming, and half the time it doesn't work, because you did one little thing wrong. So yeah, no, that's a common driver. Did you invest yourself, or did your shop buy some stuff?
The shop I work for is amazing. They have really good equipment, and they invested in it. And the shop owner, his kids actually work there, and one's a manager. Well, they're both managers, but one actually worked out in the shop. And he is an amazing technician. He's very young, very talented. And he comes over if I have a question, he'll give me a hand. And that's the thing, is I've been in this, for over 30 years, and I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. I'm learning every day.
That's great.
So,
well, that's what makes you good, because as soon as you feel like you've learned it all, you're done.
Oh, for sure.
And that just goes in line with the you guys' videos. When you asked something that makes a technician, you said be coachable. And as long as you can do that for yourself, no matter what skill level you are, you can always advance to something that you're not familiar with. And in your guys' case, it would be glue pulling. And it's one of those things. It's a learning curve. It's a different way of thinking. And once you get past that, you can do so much good stuff with that.
Neely, did you deal with any writing with glue? Like, did you have to deal with any of that at all? No,
I didn't.
Okay. It's been changing some things, because like now we're writing glue supplies. We're writing glue pulls, pre-pulls on just about every repair.
Do you do like cleanup time for it and stuff?
Not as much cleanup time, but just pulling time. Really, it's because instead, pretty much, I mean, on a bigger job that you'd be repairing, we used to throw it up on a machine and do a pre-pull, and it's pretty much the same thing, same amount of time, but instead of a pre-pull, it's a glue pull, glue pre-pull. And the nice thing is it's much faster. I mean, yeah, I gotta heat up the glue gun, I gotta pull out a light, maybe a heat gun. But I mean, all in all, I didn't have to throw it on the frame machine. It's right there on the floor. Just pull it right there, either with a tower or with a bridge or something like that. But no, it's been throwing the real issue, in my opinion, when it comes to writing and these glue pulling techniques, is we are taking a large damaged area and we're shrinking the damage to make the filler work smaller, which is great until the writer wants a picture of big mud work to justify that time. And it's like, well, we'd still deserve the time, even though I reduced the mud work. And how to prove that, how to communicate with the insurance company on that. And I've had some writers fail me big time on that. So that was why I asked about that. It's kind of a newer thing that I've been dealing with in the industry.
Yeah.
You'll probably be dealing with that, Matt. But I mean, Photo every single time you stick a glue tab on that panel. Just take a picture of it. And then you showed you pulled it 12 times, or 2, whatever. But
or if you got like a line board, you can put a green or whatever color marker you got. Just mark that line, do a pull, and then take another picture. And that way you can watch your metal be reduced down. Even if you got to number those lines 1, 2, and 3, or whatever the case is, just do something like that. And that'll help with you having to argue with these guys about having those big, huge mud jobs. And, it'll save you lots of time. But that works. That's one thing that I always talk about.
I started out, I was taking a picture of the pile of glue, all the little pieces of glue that I peeled off the car. I put them in a pile, took a picture of the pile. But,
yeah.
I mean, I guess you could hold on to the pile from car to car, so I stopped doing it that way. But yeah, Wayne says he did the Kiko school a few months ago. And it was great, and he's in his 50s. We did the Kiko school, both Nick and I. We went to the 5-day training in Kiko, in Oklahoma. That was great. The best training I've ever done in my life. If you ever get that opportunity, take it. Take it. Absolutely. It's
that will kickstart your glue pulling career exponentially. You'll love it.
It's a game changer.
It's fun. It's a lot of learning. It's a lot of tab theory and a lot of things that you would be missing otherwise, that you would have to kind of go through and trial and error it. But
come on, we smash cars and we fix them. That's what we do in that training.
Right, but you do it with somebody that knows how to do it the best and efficient way possible.
Yeah.
Versus, we'll see if this works.
Right. Yeah. No, they're very knowledgeable over there. They've done a lot of stuff, so they're the people to learn from, in my opinion. There's one other company, AAI, another great company to learn from, Automotive Appearance Institute.
Yeah, he has
just had to mention
online. He has an excellent online class.
So we're talking about tools. Any particular tool throughout your career, Matt, that was a game changer for you, totally changed the game, or something that you really love, something that pops to mind?
My air hammer, I bought lots of different brands, but seriously, when it comes to air hammers, the Snap-on, what is it, the 5035, I think, or 5030?
Yeah, I've got
that thing's golden.
Yeah,
nice
I can cut through anything with it. I love it.
So you're that guy in the shop.
Yeah, I see all these people with their little chisels and their hammer, and it's like, what a waste of time. Let's just hit it with an air hammer. I don't hit it right on the pinch weld. I'll go and hit it on the side so it folds it off, and that way you can get it clean.
But I get it. That guy. Well,
yeah.
All right.
Everybody loves the air hammer. I mean,
yeah.
They do.
So that's your transformative tool. Okay.
I love that tool.
Yeah, it has a lot of good control, and you can do big stuff, minor stuff. I mean, it has a wide range. It's just so annoying.
Yeah,
it's funny because like my wife, you never wear any hearing protection. What?
Yeah, right.
But I mean, like it doesn't affect me. It's really, at least I don't notice it. But she's talking to me all the time. I don't hear what she's saying. So
when you're the one holding the hammer, you never notice it. But no, I definitely have some hearing loss over the years from similar. So I get it.
It's not bad until you hit a certain type of metal and it makes that high pitched ring, and then you're like, yeah, that's what you're aiming to cut out right there. All right, Eldar, see ya. Have a good night, buddy.
I think for me, transformative tools in the body shop were my earbuds. Just to be able to go into my own little world. When you got that mud spot that's edge to edge, and you're going to be sanding that all day, and when you finish, you can put another coat on, sand that all day. I need something. I put in the music or
the earbuds were really great. I mean, those ones that you could pull from the bottom and they were Bluetooth, but they still hung around your neck. Those were good. But the in-ear, single ear earbuds, when they came out, that was something that just That was great for me. That was just great.
Yeah, I have helpers who wear earbuds, and it just makes me mad. I'm trying to tell them to do something, and they're just ignoring me. And I just want to slap them upside their head, like, "Hey, come on!"
It's either one or the other, right? Either you love them or you hate them. Yeah, I get it.
You're either team air hammer or team earbud.
Yeah,
Right.
There we
Right.
go. I like that. We're gonna have to make T-shirts or whatever. That's great. That's great. All right. Well, so Neely, how did your auto body career end? You're not in it anymore, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So how did that end? Is
Have
it
you
because you
ever
wanted to leave?
Have you ever worked at an MSO?
He has.
I've worked at Caliber and I've worked at Crash Champions.
Okay. So that's where my career ended. And it was actually right when COVID was happening. So like March 2020, the news is telling us we're going to die.
Right.
My work is not providing us any grace or flexibility around it. So, we're still having to get in customer cars without any kind of proper protection, disinfecting them, because at this time, I don't know what COVID is, and I'm having to jump in a customer car and pull it around back. Steering wheel's not sanitized. Am I going to get sick? Right. And then our kids got sent home from school in March. So like permanently schools closed, kids have to go home. They were in grade school at the time, and Matt and I worked together at the shop from like 6 to 5. So I'm like, okay, I need to like be present for my kids. Is there some flexibility in my schedule? And there's just no flexibility. And they were still reprimanding us for not hitting our budgets because people weren't bringing their cars in to get fixed. And I just realized at that point, this is not what I want to do. This is I hate the way it makes me feel. I hate feeling stressed out and feeling like I'm failing at everything. And that's when I left and I went to real estate.
Oh, cool.
So I've been doing that since about 2020. But like now that we're doing these projects in the garage and stuff, I'm like realizing how much I miss that part of it. Like I hated working for really poor management. Like that's why I left. It wasn't because like I hated what I was doing. I hated who I worked for.
Yeah, I get it. I can relate. I love the work. Not so fond of a lot of the people I've worked for over the years. So, it's that makes sense. It was a common time for people to go into real estate with housing prices going up at that time. Could you ever see going back into an actual body shop?
Matt tries to convince me almost daily to come work with him at his shop.
Okay.
But the commute is about 30-45 minutes each way. And just the hours, because with being a tech, I feel like they have more flexibility in what hours they can be at the shop. But being in the office, like you're required to be there from 7 to 6.
Yeah. Right.
And like for me in the season of my life that I'm in, that just doesn't make sense for me, like as a parent still. So yeah, I think it's just the non-flexibility in the schedule that's kind of turning me away from it.
Okay. Yeah. But I did see a post of yours, one of your videos, where you guys are saying something along the lines of, follow me so we can build cars all day long. Do you really want your own shop?
Backyard shop.
Okay. So like a very small kind of just we do our thing at our pace kind of shop.
Yeah. I mean, working collision for 30 years, it's like it's a great job and everything, but I got into this building my own cars in school and stuff, and that's what drove my passion for it. And I would say throughout my years I've come in and out of my passion. Like, do I really like this? Do I don't? Do I not like it? So I mean, I want to build cars that I think are cool and sell them. And if you think they're cool, buy it. If you don't, move on,
Right.
So I just want to build something that makes me feel, man, I built that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's very I mean, we all got into this. I feel like we all started in this stuff because we all like cars. You know, there might have been some kind of me. I grew up watching Pimp My Ride and everything. I wanted to make custom cars. Yeah, I know you're laughing. That's what everybody did to me getting into the body shop, you know. And I didn't go in and say I wanted to pimp my ride, but I did want to do custom work. I took an extra 3 months in my trade school as a custom plus. We did everything from plasma cutting to fabrication of sheet metal or fiberglass to airbrushing to all sorts of stuff. And that's what I wanted to do. You know, you get into the trade and find out, and it was 2008, 2009, all those custom shops closed, all of them, you know. So it's like, I guess I'm going to go fix the smash cars, you know, and then it just went on from there. I mean, Nick, what was your driving force of getting into cars?
Well, I mean, I did mini trucking. I really enjoyed that. I got a 92 Toyota pickup that, you know, I really wanted to do some stuff. And around that time, this was probably 2000 when I got this truck, 99. And shortly after that, playing around, you know, this show comes on the TV. It's called Monster Garage. Did you guys watch that?
Yeah.
Jesse
So
James.
watching that guy do that kind of stuff was cool to see. And then you see these guys with these really cool custom paint jobs and what they've done to them, like shaving door handles and taillights and stuff, and that was cool to me. So I practiced on this truck. I mean, I pretty much all but destroyed it learning, but that's how I figured out a lot of this stuff. And I was the DIY kind of stuff, and I don't know.
See, but I love that. I love that, you know, this trade. I mean, even with all its issues and everything, all of us started with a passion, you know, and to get into it, you know, and so we can all share that. And it really shows that, I mean, if you take your passion and really work hard at it, you can make it into a career. It is a viable career. There's money to be made. Some people are a bit luckier than others with the shops that they find. I've been in 6 shops myself, and I've had a hard time finding anywhere where I could make the amount of money I wanted. You know, I always make good money. You know, I own my house and everything. I'm doing great, but it's definitely, you know, you hear these numbers, especially from videos like that blue collar family, and it's like, man, I never made anything like that, you know. So I mean, just to make the point that, I mean, yes, it is a viable career. It can be tough to find that good home.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in shops, like I said, that they're busy. They're always busy. They have good DRPs, and DRPs are important. Like, I know people are totally against insurance companies and stuff, but a good DRP, a good relationship with them, if you want to be in a shop that makes money, that's what you have to look for, is a shop with DRPs. So, but I mean, a really interesting story for us. I've always been a fan of 72 Blazers.
Okay.
Same year as me, you know, I was born in 72.
Okay.
And we actually had one when we bought this house that I had totally redone everything, new quarters, floors, everything lifted. I had Ring Brother hood hinges on it. I did Dirty Dingo engine cross member. Everything was like ready to go. And it just seemed like we never had the money to finish it. And I just got really depressed, and I was like, I'm selling it. And I had all the body work done. It was all in spray poly, and I sold it. And the guy that bought it, blocked it, painted it, put an LS in it, did the interior, and took it to Barrett and sold for $187,000. And it just, like, that really kicked us right in the butt, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what I wanted to do to it.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of where we're at right now. I have a dent side that I got a Coyote that we just barely got in. It's all ready to go to put in it. I got the motor mounts and everything, cross member. I'm trying to wrap up some of these other jobs so I can get going on that.
Very cool. Very cool.
Projects can take a lot of time.
I'm glad you're doing that.
Work full time.
Yeah, right. Michael Price, he asked, like, what trials did you find as a couple in the field together? Was there anything that you guys seen that worked that maybe some of the other shops or shop guys or people didn't have?
If he means like working together as a couple.
Yeah.
We loved working together, honestly. Like, we work great together. Like, we literally had one car. We would go to work together, have lunch together, come home together. Like, we just do so well together. But with me being office staff and him being a technician, it did put a target on Matt because they felt like he was being favored because I was writing his bids higher or something, or giving him more attention. And that wasn't the case. They just had a really bad attitude. So, well,
actually, at the time, I was a trainer for the shop we were working at, and they actually had me on salary, so it didn't matter what work I got. I got paid the same no matter what.
Yeah,
the one time I was on salary.
Yeah, you're still gonna get people talking.
Oh, yeah.
Always. Yeah.
Nepotism.
Drama.
Yeah. There's always a lot of that going on.
No, that's great that you can do that. I mean, I hear a lot of people saying never work with family. I never have, so I don't know anything about it. But I mean, if you're able to do it, I say that's great. You know, why not? That's so I guess you got to go back to work at the body shop.
Bring Matt home, and we're just gonna work.
There you go. Yeah, let's do that. So everybody, go give that Blue Collar Family a follow. Is it only on TikTok? Yes.
For
I
now.
asked that before the show.
Yeah.
So it's only on TikTok for now.
I do have a YouTube, but we haven't posted yet. So what we're going to do, we're going to finish this job that we're working on. Like, we've been documenting for long form content, but once it's done, then I will post the videos. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is videos coming long form.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, people, if you're on TikTok, it's a super entertaining. I mean, I sit here and I try and read up on everybody before we have them on the show and everything. But I sat here and I started one of the videos and I went to the next one and I went to the next one and I went to the next one. And I just kept going because there's entertaining. It really is. It's super entertaining stuff. I mean, I'm just going to play one for now. Let's see, something that I liked. I like this.
Well, my wife told me she wants a divorce. That is what you said. Well, same thing.
There it is.
We just picked that up yesterday.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And there's lots of really helpful information you talk about. I mean, you answer questions.
Would you rather?
Yeah, it's a really great channel. I'm not going to play a whole bunch more, but it really is. Some people go on there, follow it, and you're going to enjoy the videos for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Some good
Absolutely.
stuff.
And when I see it, I'm going to repost it because we need more positive forces in this industry, and y'all are doing a great job. So keep it up.
Thanks.
I appreciate
Keep it
that.
up. Is there anything else you'd like to mention, talk about, shout out, anything?
I guess kind of to end on the same note that you did, like, I didn't realize the negativity we were going to get on our videos when we were promoting auto body as a career. Like, there's just so many negative technicians that are discouraging new people from joining the workforce. And like, we just want to continue showing people that it's hard work, but it's good money. Like, if you have a good attitude and, you're willing to put in the work, it can be a great career.
Right. It is. And just remember that the negativity feeds positive attitudes, and you can go back and use that as fuel to make your next videos or whatever. It's like, there's so much that's good about a negative comment that you
really
can do
is
so much with it.
I mean, they're bumping up your algorithm. They're
Right.
starting conversation, and they're giving you an opportunity to respond in a positive manner. So if I can respond to a hater in a positive manner, where my rule is prove myself right without proving them wrong.
Right.
You know, no cutting down, no names, none of that crap. But it's better for our industry. That's all. So really love it.
Yeah.
Love seeing it.
If you got negative comments, just remember you got a growing channel.
Yeah.
We do a lot of video replies to those comments.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Thanks, guys.
All right, everybody. You wasted another hour watching Smash Masters. I really appreciate it. And make sure to head over to our Meta platforms, enter the giveaway. But yeah, you got anything else, Nick?
No, we're all good. We made it.
All right.
We appreciate you guys coming on and spending an hour with us.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
See you.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
So crank it up loud.